Dahanjo. How you doing, folks? Oh, we got Sasquatch. Oh, that's great. It was like a oh, I'm spacing. Ooh, that don't tread on me flag. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, I'm not focused right now. But instead of the coiled snake, it had a Sasquatch or Bigfoot walking. That was pretty funny. Yes, sir, I will not tread on you. I'll take your threat seriously. We're in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, I believe. And just take a little trip. Take a little trip. Yeah, that's all. Just trying to beat the rain. Oh, here we go. South Rhode Island, North Rhode Island, 126. So in this town with the 98. Subject of suckers, object of hate. Who's the one some think is great? I'm that one, son of a gun. Somewhere in this town there's a theater called the Stadium Theater in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. If you ever catch a show there, I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. It's like a little Orpheum theater. If you ever been to the Boston Orpheum, it's like a baby Orpheum theater, and it's actually clean. Which, I mean, those of us familiar with Woonsocket don't necessarily equate Woonsocket. Well, here we go. This is what we think of like my area and like Woonsocket. We got used mattresses just where? On the side of the road, and there's your source of drinking water or whatever. I don't know if it's your source of, I'm just being dramatic, but yeah, I mean, you don't associate Woonsocket, Rhode Island with anything classy. But if you get a chance to catch a show at the Stadium Theater, I think you'll love it. You know, if you would love to go see a show at the Orpheum in Boston, but you're sick of, like, you don't feel like taking the train or going in and finding parking, and then, you know, you're taking the late train out, and you got scuzzy people like me around and doing whatever. You're not interested in that. You could go to the stadium. You can park on site. And the highway's pretty close, you know. It's just a great time, and like I said, it's clean. They have some decent acts. I actually saw the Fools there with my friend Steve. You know, the Fools, who did the most famously did the parody Psycho Chicken, you know, instead of Psycho. Anyway, never mind. But anyway, the Fools, they're one of those bands where you're like, I don't know anything by the Fools, and then you're like, oh, I know that song, and then you're like, oh, I know that song, and oh, I know that song too. Like, oh, I guess I know several songs by the Fools. But not a bad seat that I could see, not a bad seat in the house. Yeah, like I said, just a terrific time. Woonsocket, Rhode Island. It's not a total dump. You know, you certainly, yeah, maybe you don't want to hang out here at night or whatever, but yeah, it's not a, I mean, I feel like my town is headed this way. When I say my town, I mean town 17, the one I'm currently living in or whatever, or not town 17, but you know what I mean. What's up, dude? I feel like where I'm living now is going to end up pretty, it's already too crowded and cramped, and there's some nice sections, but I can't afford to live there. And oh, anyway, yeah, but anyhow, yeah, so but look at that, that's a nice view. This is a nice house. You know, this is a nice little property too, but it's like, you know, you're on the same street as like mattresses and trash and people, you know, coming back here tagging stuff. I'll get off the throttle for this guy. What's up, buddy? Yeah, there's not a lot of, you're not going to see a lot of eye contact. Eye contact means a fight around here. In some instances, when I moved up near Canada for a brief time, handful of years, my first week there, the people that I was living with were like, all right, you know, when we get to the mall, you're gonna think people are staring at you, and they are, but they don't. It's not like where you're from. They're just looking. So don't, you know, just relax. And I found that to be good advice, because we got there and certainly people were just watching me walk by. And you know, I got the feeling like, what are you looking at? Like, but I didn't say any of that. And then after I lived there it took a while to get used to it, but it was just like, that's just how people are. It really wasn't malicious, or no ill intent behind it. People are just, not a lot of people live up there, and people just look at you. It might be like that where you're from, but it certainly isn't like that, you know, where I grew up. So anyhow, did I talk about anything? Not really. Yeah, it's a weird smell of weed smoke and soggy broccoli. Oh, and good, that was just a drift of good pizza smell. So it ain't all bad. All right, guys. Yeah, Woonsocket Stadium Theater. If I lived in Rhode Island, I would consider. Do they do passes at a theater, like you get the season pass and you get to go to? Can you do that? I don't know. You know what? And the ticket was, I didn't have to pay for the ticket, so I don't know if it was expensive or not. But at any rate, all things considered, it's cheaper than the train into town, or a drive into town and parking, and then you're leaving with 700,000 other people. So, all right, guys. Well, that's all I got for you today. Let's take a look at some of the stonework here. Yeah, a lot of the stonework, you know, New England, a lot of it comes from the soil here. Not anymore. If you see an old stone wall, there's a good chance all of the stones came from the property. It's very, very rocky soil here in New England. You know, of course, the new construction, they're bringing in perfect looking stones, you know, paying a lot of money for them. But back then, you're just yanking them out of the soil and stacking them up. You end up with walls. Anyway, all right, guys. Matt the Greeter. Care about you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.